This is the Night Wolf howling at you, and today we're going to take a look at the Masters of the WWE Universe, Roddy Piper, Evil Hot Rod. And I feel like I just missed an opportunity by not actually having the Transformers Hot Rod figure here with me. Dang it. So anyway, Saturday Morning Cartoon Wrestling has offered some information on Piper, that he used to wrestle in Portland, Oregon. He had a brutal dog collar match with Greg Valentine, and I had to look up what that was, from theprowrestler.com. In a dog collar match, wrestlers remain joined to each other through leather collars, usually a couple of meters long, to each other's necks for the entire fight. In most cases, any detachments will lead to a match disqualification. The chains or ropes connecting opponents are perfectly legal to use during the entire match, and for this reason, sometimes dog collar matches end in a lot of blood. So to go with that, he also had a segment called Piper's Pit, in which there was the infamous coconut shot against Jimmy Snuka, which apparently Snuka was kind of ticked off at Piper for making fun of him. And Piper was throwing bananas at him, and when Snuka got up to try and probably hit Piper. Piper hit him in the head with a coconut, which caused him to fall down, apparently, and the entire set collapsed around them. I am going to have to actually look for that video online. I would love to add it to this, but I'm going to assume that if I did that, I would probably get a copyright strike, and even though I'm not making any money on YouTube, I'd rather not deal with a copyright strike. His actual name, though, is Roderick George Toombs, and he was born April 17th, 1954, and passed away on July 31st, 2015. Daniel from Cartoon Wrestling did also say that he actually met Roddy Piper once, and that he was amazing and nice. Not like what you saw on TV, which makes sense because the wrestlers do all play characters. Although sometimes, and it's nice when you're actually impressed with them, because I've met some celebrities over the years going to conventions where they were definitely not the people I had hoped they were. It's one reason why I don't really go to talk to celebrities anymore when I go to the occasional convention. Although, I will say this, I did meet the guy who does the voice of Lion-O from Thundercats, the old school one, and I have the complete collection there. And that dude was awesome to talk to, and I was there with him for like 15 minutes. Roddy Piper was also a actor, and he was in 2 movies that I know of, and only one of which I've seen, but I really do want to see the other one. He was in a movie called They Live, where he has the greatest cheese-tastic line ever uttered in a movie, and quite possibly one of my favorite lines of all time.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
He was also in a movie called Hell Comes to Frogtown. That one I haven't seen, and it sounds absolutely ridiculous, and I definitely want to watch it. Unfortunately, it doesn't appear to be on any streaming services, and for some reason they want a ridiculous amount for the Blu-ray and DVD for it. So anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the back of his box, shall we? Here we have him looking like he's teaming up with Jake the Snake and our friend Macho Man Randy Savage. Horde version. Just when they think they have all the answers, Hot Rod changes the questions. Real superstars don't just wear kilts, they also wear battle armor. Alright, that's kind of cheese-tastic too. Let's go ahead and open him up. Oh man, I hate when the book gets like stuck to the board. So here we have Roddy Piper going up against Mr. T. Oh shit. Roddy Piper, evil hot rod. The great battle has begun. A darkness threatens to consume WW Eternia as the faction of evil superstars rise from parts unknown to control the balance of power. But the heroic superstars accept the challenge to defend the planet and determine who are the masters of the WWE Universe. Height, 6'2". They typoed the weight here. They have height twice instead of weight. 230 pounds. Superstar powers. Supersonic speed. Speech. Chaos Magic Caster. Foreign objects. Loudmouth Battle Axe. Based on what I heard of Piper's Pit, that actually tracks. Shoot, you know what? I don't even know how this guy talks. Piper's Slime Pit. Looky here, T. You come all the way around here with your mohawk talking big and bad like a real tough guy, don't ya? But let me tell you something. This is my pit. That means my rules. Enough jibber jabber. Piper, I pity the fool who don't throw rocks at a man with a battle axe. Don't throw rocks? Where the hell does rock come from? Anyway. Included in his wave is Becky Lynch, Macho Man Randy Savage, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and himself. And actually, that only leaves Ricky as the only one I have not actually done a review for. I do have that figure, though. We got his equipment here. He comes with the same battle axe. Actually, I think this might be a new piece. I thought it was He-Man's battle axe, but maybe it's not. Huh. We've got battle damage chest plates, although it is only, the damage is only on there as artwork and not actual slices into it like they did with the He-Man and Skeletor battle armor versions. And to note, these are not the same kind of plates used for the Classics series either. In fact, I believe his armor is a whole new piece. And his head just came off. Yeah, see, I'm positive that this is a whole new armor setup that they made specifically for the WWE figures. Hulk Hogan with the rattlesnake arena or ring also has a battle armor, so I wonder if it's the same thing. I wonder how hard it is to get this one off, because this feels like a hard plastic, which is different than what they've been using on a lot of the other figures. Huh. Well, that should be less than fun. He does come with the same loincloth thing that Skeletor comes with. And it is painted to look like a kilt. Just to note that if you have got the Superstar version of Roddy Piper, he does come with a cloth kilt, or at least a soft plastic kilt. Well, anyway. Stick his head back on. So he does have a ball joint in the neck, which you probably saw when his head popped off. The armor does quite hinder the articulation of the head, which is why the head keeps popping off, is because his hair is like literally too close to the armor. So whenever you start to turn it, the head pops off with that. So that's kind of a design flaw in my opinion. Either he needed a longer neck, which would of course mean a new body, or a longer neck peg, which might have been the way to go. Or possibly designing armor that his hair didn't interfere with. So he's got this nice screaming face too. I like that. It definitely looks better than Skeletor's screaming face from the Origins line. It's actually really painted well too. I don't know if I can really get a good shot of this. But I mean, the inside of the mouth is painted well. It looks like, I mean, the tongue and the inside of the mouth are all painted, and they're all sculpted pretty well. Let's see. I'm not sure how well this is working out, but I'll try to get some pictures maybe. We'll leave the head off while we continue with the articulation. So we've got the standard up, down, and spin around. Some hindrance, of course, with the armor again. We've got the single joint in the elbow. We've got the hand spin, which of course also comes off. And he's got the in and out articulation. His wristbands are also painted on instead of being a separate piece, which is kind of disappointing, but we've already seen that once before. We've got the waist swivel, and that has helped us crack the armor. So I'm going to take this opportunity to take the armor off. See, yeah, okay, so this is not something I would want to do very often because this really does look like it could break. There we go. We will set his armor aside for now. And that leaves us with his kilt. We will go ahead and just take that off while we're at it. Maybe. We'll do it that way. It definitely had to be strapped longer, though, because of the armor, I think. So, again, we've got the twist in the waist. He can kick up yay far. He can kick back yay far. He can kick out. Like Karate Master. Single joint in the knee, hindered by the knee pads that are included with his figure. Legs spin at the boot cut. Hinge at the foot. And, of course, the twist, which he is using basically Origin style shoes. I think he might actually be the first one I've looked at who actually is using the Origin style boot tops. Well, male version. Come to think of it, yeah, the two girls had their own special boots too, didn't they? At least one of them did. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at his battle armor while we still have him here stripped. So the whole point of this was that it's supposed to duplicate or replicate the idea of the battle damage. So theoretically, you can pop out the armor piece, which actually locks into place, which is kind of annoying. Oh my God. How are you supposed to pop this out? I will note, again, the armor itself is different than the Classics one also. I did take a look at the Battle Armor He-Man, Skeletor, and even the Eternian Guards from Classics just to see if they just reuse that, and this is not actually reused.
Many hours later.
Alright, I finally got it off. Only took like way more effort than it should have. But I guess you don't have to worry about the stuff falling off on its own. So, just right here. Undamaged. Oops. Slightly damaged. And even more damaged. I am honestly surprised I didn't just use the He-Man and Skeletor ones. Look at all the paint slop in here too. What the heck? I don't even understand why that's in there like that. I mean, obviously it's from painting here, but still. But anyway, because if they'd use like the battle armor for He-Man, which this is kind of like that, not quite. They could have just used the battle armor pieces from there, where they already had the, you know, the scrapes in there. Because honestly, this just looks terrible. Like, the fake damage to it just does not. It doesn't work well. So I will probably just go ahead and put the original one back in there for display purposes. But I'm going to be dumb, and I'm going to put one of the damaged ones in there to show you how it works. Because remember, we've got these two little clips here, which was giving us all the problems with the originally trying to get it off in the first place. Of course, it only goes in one way and clips into place. And then you can put it back on him. Which I'm also afraid to do because of how fragile this is, or feels. Like, I mean, it doesn't feel as fragile as like Donatello's staff from the Turtles of Grayskull set, but it still feels kind of fragile to me. You know, I was thinking that this thing didn't fit on here quite right because of the armor, but no, maybe the WWE Universe shorts or bikini bottoms here are actually bigger than the furry belt part of the usual Masters of the Universe. I'm gonna have to double check the axe. Maybe that is He-Man's axe after all. But I thought his had more details. But yeah, we got Roddy Piper in all of his glory screaming at people. Again, I'm guessing that's all in to go along with the Piper's Pit. Frankly, I think aside from the head not wanting to stay on, the overall look of this figure is great. I do think it would have been nice if they just gone ahead and given us a full kilt for him instead of the Skeletor band there. And I don't know. I do actually have the WWE Superstars version of Piper. I haven't opened it yet. I've actually only opened up one of the figures from that line. But since they don't actually have the same, even if they are made with the Origins bodies, they don't have the same aesthetic as the Masters of the WWE Universe ones do. So I haven't been in a big hurry to collect those. Mostly picking up some of the characters that wrestlers, since these are real people, even if they are playing characters. But I pick up the ones who I think look the most interesting to me. And probably when I run out of WWE Universe ones, I will go ahead and start doing the Superstars. Or maybe I'll just start mixing those in too. Anyway, we have a wrestling match to try to set up, don't we? In honor of Roddy Piper's little mini comic segment, we have Mr. T for him to do battle against. I might be having a little too much fun with this wrestling ring. And Rowdy has knocked Mr. T out of the ring. We have the champion. Yeah! I'm so sorry for doing that. Anyway, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace and love.